Hey guys, Wise Gamer here, bringing you another indie game review. This time we're looking at The Slaughter, Act 1. This is the first out of a 3-part episodic series that you can pick up for about $9 on Steam. Each other act is also going to be $9. They're going to be released later this year. However, this actually just came out on the 28th of January, so brand new point-and-click adventure game called The Slaughter, similar to Order of the Thorn and King's Challenge in that type of style. As I said in that video, these games play really true to my heart, and I played through this one, beat it as well, and absolutely loved it. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the game. So, The Slaughter. So basically you play Sydney, a detective that's out in London in the 1800s, and there is a serial killer on the loose. So as things unfold, you kind of find out a little bit more about Sydney in Act 1, kind of that he's had some bad luck, he's been kind of down and out a little bit, kicked around a lot, behind on his rent, stuff like that. But there's a murder that takes place and someone hires you to solve it. And with that, you're actually able to pay for rent and get a whole bunch of different money and stuff like that, and basically dedicate yourself to trying to solve this murder. Now that's actually going to take place more so in Act 2 and 3, but in this first act you get a lot of the background elements that really sets up the story and sets you on a cliffhanger as everything goes through too. Really, the game's pretty unique in the fact that it's set in a really nice atmosphere. There's a lot of different kind of adult humor and cues and stuff like that, as well as some adult themes and stuff as well. And it's all Victorian London. It's very, very nice, recreated, and a lot of nice like LucasArts type feels and stuff like that to it with the point-and-click adventures like that. There's also like this kind of like a dream realm that you'll go into every once in a while where your character will fall asleep, and that actually unlocks more information about the story, so you can actually move on and progress through everything too. It's really unique and interesting the way they did that here. Brainchild, the developer, did a really great job. Visually, the game's great. I really enjoyed all the pixel work. You can see from the screenshot for the thumbnail, if you guys check that out, it's just really a beautiful world and environment that Brainchild was able to create here with the pixel art, and you really do feel like you're in that Victorian era of London. It's just really nice, really sets the mood for everything. The audio and everything's great as well. There's a decent soundtrack. It actually was just remastered by Brainchild recently. He tweeted out about how he put out a free remaster of it that he updated the game to. There is no voice acting right now. Everything's just text-based, but that's okay. That's how a lot of the early point-and-click adventure games were. And when you compare it to a game like Order of the Thorn and King's Challenge, which is the most recent point-and-click adventure I did wish that I had that voice acting, because I actually played them kind of back-to-back with each other, even though the reviews were separated. But at the same time, after I played it for a while, I mean, I just got really deep into the dialogue, and it's so well written that you can really kind of make up the voice for yourself inside your head, and you can kind of figure out where that is. Kind of like when you're reading a book and you don't hear their voices, but you can kind of say what they sound like. Replayability wise, I think it's definitely a really nice game. So since this is going to be in multiple acts, I think when Act 2 comes out, I'll probably play through Act 1 more time. There's really a lot of interesting things that happens in there and a lot of complex storyline that gets developed. So when Act 2 comes out later in 2016, I might play through Act 1 again. And then for point and click games, like I mentioned in Order of the Thorn, there really is quite a bit of replay value for me personally. I enjoy playing those games for the storyline and just kind of, remembering the things as I go through them multiple times. I mentioned playing Torrance Passage probably 20-30 times at least, if not more, and just really enjoying every little bit about those games. So for me, it's something that I'm definitely going to replay multiple times. There's still an achievement system and everything too to make sure you unlock everything there. And then as you go on, again, that storyline that's going to be driven through Act 2 and 3, as those come out, you're probably going to want to go back and replay this one. Really, the only drawbacks that I'd have is that for $9, you're getting a complete game for Act 1, but the story's not complete in that it's going to be a trilogy over Act 2 and 3 as well. So you're going to pay $9 for each one of those. And then again, there's no voice acting, so just in comparison to the most recent point-and-click adventure game, it's hard to say. That was, I believe, $10, and I got voice acting. This one's $9, and I'm not getting it, so I do wish it was there. But at the same time, for a one-man studio, this is an amazing game, and I really can't, knock it too bad for that. Overall, I definitely recommend it. I had a lot of fun playing it. I want to say I put 4, maybe 5 hours into the gameplay to beat the whole thing. There's definitely a few spots that stumped me for a while. It was definitely a little bit more challenging than Order of the Thorn was for me, and I really enjoyed that type of gameplay. I think you guys will too if you're into point-and-click adventures. So again, I'll have all the links down in the description like I always do. You can pick up the game for $9 on Steam. It just came out at the end of January, so pretty new game. Check it out, The Slaughter Act 1, and look for Act 2 and 3 coming later this year. Thanks, have a great day, bye-bye.